Good evening. You're watching Just the News. I'm Mamata Banerjee Chancellor. Straight up to our top story. Pakistan, Qatar, Kuwait, and Saudi Arabia have condemned the alleged remarks of former BJP national spokesperson Nupur Sharma's remarks over Prophet Muhammad. Now, the remarks were made during a TV debate on the Gyan Vapi case. Qatar had demanded a public apology from the Indian government. The BJP has now suspended Nupur Sharma and Delhi media head Naveen Kumar Jindal over these remarks. Now, the BJP has said that it respects all religions and is strongly against any ideology which insults or demeans any sect or religion. End quote. Now, the Indian embassy in Qatar and Kuwait have said that the comments have been made by fringe elements and that they did not reflect the views of New Delhi. Now, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Qatar on Sunday summoned India's ambassador to hand an official note expressing the country's total rejection, and I quote, of the statements of an official in the ruling party in India against the Prophet Muhammad, end quote. Now, the Foreign Ministry of Kuwait too has also handed over a note to the Indian ambassador denouncing the remarks that have been made by the former BJP spokesperson. Now, according to PTI, the Taliban ruled government in Afghanistan has also condemned the use of derogatory words against the Prophet of Islam. Now, India, in the meantime, has the largest expatriate population in several of the Gulf nations, and this is according to the Indian Express, which says that the official data shows that nearly 6.5 million Indians live in the region. Apart from being dependent on crude oil and gas, India also enjoys trading relations with many of these countries in the region. So the response by the Indian government becomes extremely important, and this is what the Indian government has responded after the Organization of Islamic Cooperation slammed India for comments against the Prophet and asked the UN to take necessary actions. The Indian government issued a statement, and I quote, categorically rejecting the OIC Secretariat's unwarranted and narrow-minded comments, end quote. Now, MEA spokesperson Narendra Bakshi further said, and I quote, we have seen the statement on India from the General Secretariat of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation. The Government of India categorically rejects the unwarranted and narrow-minded comments. The offensive tweets and comments denigrating a religious personality were made by certain individuals. They do not in any manner reflect the views of the Government of India. Strong action has already been taken against these individuals by relevant bodies, end quote. In the meantime, the Delhi Police Special Cell has registered a first information report or an FIR against unknown people for allegedly threatening and harassing former BJP spokesperson Nupur Sharma over alleged remarks on Prophet Muhammad during a television news debate. Now, Nupur Sharma yesterday posted an apology on Twitter saying that it was not her intention to hurt anybody's religious sentiments. Now, she also said that she was worried about her family's security and urged people not to make her address public. Now, the BJP yesterday suspended Ms. Sharma pending an inquiry. Moving away from the story to other news that's coming in. Starting off with Kanpur violence, as an update, the Kanpur police have formed a special investigation team to inquire into the violence that erupted in Kanpur after suspended BJP spokesperson Nupur Sharma's prophet remarks. Now, at least 40 people, including 20 police personnel, sustained injuries in that violence. 29 people have so far been arrested. Meanwhile, in Agra, clashes between two communities were reported in Agra after a man was hit by a bike. Now, according to the police, a bike rider lost balance on an under construction road and accidentally hit a passerby in the Tajganj region. Now, an argument took place between the two, which escalated to stone pelting between two groups. 4 people now have been arrested. This comes 2 days after a similar communal clash was reported in Kanpur as well. Trigger warning for people who are watching right now. The next news story involves gang rape and sexual assault. We're talking about the Hyderabad gang rape story, where the police have now found the Toyota Innova, in which a 17-year-old student was gang raped in Jubilee Hills on the 28th of May. 4 of the 5 accused, including 2 minors in the case, have so far been arrested. The police have launched a search for the 5th suspect, who also happens to be a minor. According to the police, a 17-year-old girl had gone to a pub at Jubilee Hills on the 28th of May. She was befriended by a group of people who then gang raped her. Moving on now, in other news, the WHO has said that 780 cases of monkeypox have been reported from 27 non-endemic countries, and this is data as of the 2nd of June. A disease is declared endemic when it's constantly present in a region. Now, monkeypox is a rare infection that is mainly spread by wild animals like rodents and primates in parts of West and or Central Africa. Now, the disease causes a mild illness and can result in symptoms such as high temperature, headache, backache, and a chickenpox-like rash. In the meantime, Kerala has now detected something called as a Norovirus. Now, 2 school students in Kerala's Thiruvananthapuram have been tested positive for Norovirus, a highly contagious disease that can be transmitted through contaminated food, water, and surfaces as well. Now, the infection was detected after samples of a few students who complained of food poisoning were tested. Now, norovirus is a virus which is similar to the diarrhea-inducing rotavirus, which is a viral illness that is most common cause of acute gastroenteritis globally. Now, the symptoms include acute onset of diarrhea, vomiting, headaches, and body ache. Now, according to PTI, Kerala Health Minister has said, and I quote, "There is no need to be concerned at the moment, but everybody should remain careful and maintain cleanliness," end quote. Meanwhile, as cases rise in the state of Maharashtra, which has been reporting at least 1,000 new cases every single day, Maharashtra State Education Minister has now said that schools in Maharashtra will reopen on the 15th of June with COVID-appropriate measures. But this is what the government has also said. Masks will not be mandatory as of now. They will assess it based on the situation in the next couple of days. She also added that new SOPs will be issued to schools. Meanwhile, in West Bengal, the West Bengal cabinet has approved a proposal to make Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee as a chancellor of all state-run universities. Now, according to officials, the CM is going to replace Governor Jagdeep Dhankar, who currently holds that post. Now, the proposal will now be introduced as a bill in the Assembly in the monsoon session starting the 10th of June. News coming in from across the globe right now. Starting off with South Korea. According to South Korea's military, South Korea and the United States fired 8 ballistic missiles on Monday in response to North Korean weapons tests the previous day. Now, it said, and I quote, "Our military strongly condemns the North's series of ballistic missiles provocations and sternly urges it to immediately stop acts that raise military tensions on the peninsula," end quote. Moving on to sports news right now. Rafael Nadal beat Casper Ruud 6-3, 6-3, 6-0 to win his 14th French Open title. Now, 36-year-old Nadal is the oldest man to win this championship. Now, Nadal has so far won 22 Grand Slams, 2 ahead of Djokovic and Federer. In the meantime, there's an update that came in right after the match. In a press conference post the match, he said, and I quote, "It's obvious with the circumstances that I am playing. I can't and I don't want to keep going," end quote. He was obviously referring to his foot injury. Now, the 2-time Wimbledon champion has also said that he would not play at the All England Club, where the grass court major starts on the 27th of June, if a nerve-burning treatment next week cannot solve the issue. Also hinting at the fact that he will not take the injections that he had taken for the French Open title. He said, and I quote, "If I am able to play with anti-inflammatories, yes. To play with anesthetic injections, no. I don't want to put myself in that position again," end quote. One piece of good news before we wrap things up here on this bulletin. Bangkok on Sunday marked its first LGBTQIA plus Pride March in the last 16 years. Now, this is its first in the last 16 years. The event, which is called as Norovirus Pride 2022, was held with the support from the governor of Bangkok and other NGOs as well. Now, thousands of people participated in this. The Thai parliament, interestingly, is set to soon vote on a bill introducing same-sex unions with almost the same legal rights as married couples. That brings us to the end of this bulletin. Thank you so much for watching. Good night.